Just disclaimer, guys, this video is a little bit low effort, and but you're still going to get some value from it. But I wanted to get one out, and this was ticking through my mind, relating to a couple of things I've said in the previous video. So check it out. Hello and welcome to another installment of me telling you things that I wish I was told sooner. My name's Taylor. If you are enjoying these videos, please subscribe and hit the notification bell so you can stay up to date with everything that I'm putting out for you guys. So what we're talking about today, this is going to be a really quick one, but it's something that is important. So in my previous videos, we've talked about some mindsets that we need to adopt if we are to achieve our goals. So that's all well and good, and it's good to have some techniques that we can use to use our brain to complete things that are going to take us closer to our goals. But I mean, the hardest part for most people is basically deciding what that thing is going to be, and that's called identifying your desires. And that's step one of getting what you want from life. You need to know what you want. You need to identify what's important to you, and I'm gonna show you how I've done that. And it's a little technique called life storming. Okay, so I want to start with a quote from one of my favorite spiritual and kind of philosophical teachers, Naval Ravikant. So this is what Naval says about desire. Desire is a contract you make with yourself to be unhappy until you get what you want. So how I like to think about this is, picture the guy who decided he wants the car, he wants the house, he wants the yacht, he wants the supermodel girlfriend, he wants the Rolex on his wrist, and he gets all these things. There's this lovely car, looks a bit like a Cybertruck, probably very expensive, but it's a Cybertruck. And he's got the bling, he's got the necklace, he's got the lady, and he feels pretty good about himself. And then you have the guy who never wanted any of that, and he's content. So ask yourself, who's happier? The guy who achieved it all, or the guy who never wanted anything in the first place? Okay. So be very careful when you want something, because there's only two ways to deal with desire, and that's either let it go and accept that it's not important to you, or you don't want it enough, or you make this contract with yourself that you're going to be maybe not unhappy, but at least dissatisfied until you achieve that desire. Right, I'm going to make this really quick. So what we're going to do is we're going to go straight into the technique, which is life storming. So life storming, you've heard of brainstorming. So it's basically brainstorming for your life. Okay, so we need to kind of set some rules. So this is a handy thing to do. So think of all and I didn't come up with this on my own volition. There is a man that there's a channel called HoMath, and he there's a document on life storming, and he basically recommends these buckets. So just to illustrate, there is loads of buckets, but what are the areas of your life that can be improved, or that you would have some kind of goals in? So there's going to be health and fitness, business / career, family life. What else is there? Friends, peers, hobbies, anything else that makes up your life, living situation, or where you live, lifestyle, that can be called. So we're going to take each of these buckets and we're going to brainstorm each of these things. And the key with so we'll start with health and fitness. It's probably the easiest one, and in my opinion is the most foundational one. So we'll start with health and fitness, and it's really important to just let your mind kind of go crazy with this, because it allows your mind to be open to possibility. You have to allow your mind to be open. Don't try to avoid the impulse to write something down and then think, oh, that's stupid, and rub it out. Spend like 15 minutes thinking about all the things that you could have, or all the goals that you could have in health and fitness. So I've done this before, and it probably looks something like this: jacked, and then I think, like MMA fighter. That's pretty cool. And just let your mind go mad. Just think of all the possible things that you could potentially do with your health and fitness. Sprinter, marathon runner, carnivore diet, or vegan. You can have opposing ideas kind of scattered amongst this. What else? Flexible. Be able to do like backflips and handstands and things like that. Pro footballer. Oh, don't mean another on that. Pro footballer. What else in relation to fitness? Slim, healthy weight, no carbs, no processed food, and just spend time to really populate this. And so once we've got that and we've kind of let our mind go free a bit, I done that very quickly. But before, when I done this, I took a lot more time and kind of sat with it for about 10 or 15 minutes. So what we do then is we slow down our mind and we look at these things and we start to eliminate things, or we start to gravitate to things that are probably are within our reach and also are important to us. Okay, so I can look at this after my mind's just been allowed to run and I say, okay, I'm probably not going to be a pro footballer. Okay, and I'll come to terms with that, so that's fine. That's not a desire that I have. Therefore, I can't be unhappy if I'm not a pro footballer. And then I look, okay, don't really care if I was a vegan or not. It's not really important to me. MMA fighter would be cool, but no, not for me. And what we start to do is we start to eliminate these things. So sprinter, nah, used to sprint, doesn't interest me anymore. Marathon runner, yeah. And we start to think, okay, these are the ones that are starting to stand out. Okay, yeah. And this is how we storm our life, and then this is how we start to hone in. So what we've done there is start with a big list of things. I've run out. Start with a big list of things, and we honed it down to a few things. So now what it looks like is health and fitness, and the kind of 3 or 4 things that stood out to me were jacked, marathon runner, carnivore diet / no processed food, flexible / injury proof. So now we've eliminated all the noise. We don't have these kind of like almost half desires in our mind. We've identified the things that the contracts that we're willing to make with ourselves. And this is the things that we want for ourselves. You know, there's probably some guys that have in the back of their mind, like, they always regret that they didn't, go all in on a sport or something like that. By doing this, the earlier you do this and the earlier you identify, 3 things that are most important to you, the quicker you're going to be able to make progress in this bucket, which is health and fitness. So 3 or 4 things, great. Then we move on to business or career, and we do the same thing. And we think, I'm trying to get through this as quick as possible because I just want to be really pragmatic with it and just show you the approach. But you want to really sit with this, okay? Think of all the possible careers you could have. Allow your mind to open up to the possibility that you could have any goal. You can do anything, but you can't do everything. That's the key to it, okay? You can put all these different things down, but there's going to be conflicting ideas there, and you can't be the best at everything. So once you've got all these things down, it could be lawyer, doctor, astronaut, blah, 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 all the way around what you want for your career. How much money do you want to be making? You can identify that. What do you want to be a boss, or do you want to be a part of a company or whatever? And then what you do is take a minute and just look at all the things, and then just start rubbing out the things that aren't important to you. Okay, and then once you've done that, maybe you have your 5 things. Mine could be entrepreneur, own boss. I suppose that's the same thing. X amount of pounds a year, whatever. And then I'll take that and I'll fill the career bucket. And all of a sudden, once we've populated some of these things, we start getting quite a nice sort of roadmap to our life and what our life could look like. And that's called LifeStorm. I'm not going to ramble on, guys. Hope you get what I'm saying here. I'll probably do a more in-depth guide on desire and things like that, because I think there's a lot to be said about it. But it was kind of annoying me that I talk about desire a lot, and like, you know what you want, you want to be successful, but not everyone knows what they want, and it's probably the hardest question to ask, but it's the most foundational question to ask. And just remember, anything you do choose, you're potentially making a contract with yourself to be unhappy until you get that thing. Honestly, striving for things and having desires and putting the work into trying to achieve them is great, but arguably what would be better is if you were just well in your kind of spiritual presence and didn't want for nothing in the future, but that'll come, I suppose. Okay guys, thanks.